Hey guys, this is Colin Warren, also known as DJ Vu, and today I'm coming at you with a video about writer's block, some tips and tricks, quote unquote, that I've used to quote unquote battle writer's block, as you'll see in these next minutes or so. You'll find out it's not quite battling it, but basically I wanted to give some people some of my 2 cents on beating back or working with writer's block. How do you get around it? Because it's something that, producing 7 8 years, and I know initially starting out I struggled with a lot, and I still do to this day. But I'm able to produce tracks fairly consistently, like a track every 1 to 2 weeks at this point. There was one year where I produced, I think it was either 60 or 100 tracks in one year. Granted, not all of them were great, and this will tie into the conversation later, but I was able to produce productions on a very consistent basis. So I wanted to give some insights about how I was able to do that and see if it helps out with you guys. So, writer's block. I think the best way to start this conversation is to actually define writer's block, because I think there's actually an insight on how to battle it within the concept that is writer's block. So writer's block, for those who aren't familiar with, is the process of, you sit down in the studio, you open up a project, and either, your mind's going blank, nothing's coming to you, or you're going through the process trying to create stuff, and everything's coming out shit. Nothing sounds good. Every single one is just hitting a, dead end. Nothing. Absolute shit. So, we, as producers, we'd like to have less of that. We'd like to be able to produce, ghosts, like, top 40 songs or songs that we enjoy. Because at the end of the day, you can't control whether or not a song's top 40. You can at least create a track that you can enjoy and then feel that people enjoy it great. We would at least like to create songs that we enjoy on a fairly consistent basis. That's kind of the end goal here. So how do we fight against writer's block so we can get to those great tracks? I think the answer there, from my perspective, is you can't really fight writer's block. It's part of the process. In fact, if you're not hitting writer's block, you're not in the studio. It's just like, if you're in MMA or, any other thing, any other field, you're going to get injuries, you're going to get punched, you're going to have days you lose, quote unquote. That, for musicians, is a day of writer's block. It's something that just comes with the game. But also part of it is, instead of seeing writer's block as this bad thing, you need to see it as just another stepping stone. Because I don't know about you guys, but I know for myself and many other producers, and not only producers but artists I've seen in the world, a lot of the tracks that you end up creating that you think are good are the ones that don't do well, and then the ones that you create and you're like, this is jack shit. I don't really like it. When you end up releasing it, it blows up. Like, I had this thing the other day where one of my remixes I made like 5 years ago, which I know was an all-right remix, but the mixing was atrocious and stuff like that. I looked at it the other day. It has like 100,000 views on it, like far exceeding any of my other tracks. And it's just like, what? How? This preconceived notion of my judgment of this track being quote unquote good or bad. Like, I don't know. I could have never expected that from releasing that track or making it. So the long story there is that writer's block is just you judging your creative process. You just have to kind of be open and accept whatever comes out of you in the studio. As I'm sure you're aware, any tracks that you end up making that you do like, if you look back at it in 2-3 years, I know I'm like, how the hell did I make this? I don't even remember. I wasn't thinking. I was just kind of just shutting off my brain and just getting out of my own way and letting the creative juices flow. There wasn't really, I can't say there was too much control. The only thing I had control over, so to say, is that I sat down in the studio, I put myself in an environment that was conducive to creative ideas, and then they came to me. But it wasn't something I could ever really control. So that's what I want to kind of push home, this idea around writer's block. While my roommates are laughing in the background, so I apologize about that in advance. I want to push home the idea that you need to not judge your creative process. That writer's block is part of the game, and all you can do is just sit down and do the process. Now, I will say there are some tricks and tips I've found outside of showing up every day in the studio for an hour or two every day that have led to me creating more tracks that I've liked more consistently. I can't say it's a hit. It doesn't work 100% of the time. There's some days I still have duds, but there's some things that I find more consistently give me the results I want. A couple of things is, one, if I'm feeling myself getting stuck in my head, I tell myself, go into the studio and write the shittiest track you possibly can, because that takes a lot of the pressure off of me. That just it makes it something that's fun, and I just want to enjoy it. And I have no desire on the outcome at all. It's also really this idea about not really caring about the end result. It also transfers to other areas of life. That's a conversation for another day. But yeah, number one, don't have expectations. If you find yourself having expectations, tell yourself to write the shittiest track. Number two, if you can, learn an instrument and or learn how to jam to songs, because it's something I've found when I want to get creative ideas flowing, is I'll put on just music I love listening to, and I'll pull up a piano. Sometimes I'll go to the music school here, find a piano there, and I'll put on earbuds, put on a track, I'll figure out the chord progression, and then I'll just start jamming to it. Because then I find, actually I kind of like this chord progression from this song, but I want to change these notes. And then, maybe I get a melody idea. Or I start getting ideas from other outside sources, and then that gets the creative juices flowing. Kind of gets the creative inertia moving, so to speak. So that's kind of the second idea. And actually, those are I don't know. I wanted to say three because there's like 3 ideas. Wow, I could put that as like a catchy title for this video. 3 ideas to getting over writer's block. Yeah, but in reality, those are the 2 tricks I use to beat it, quote unquote. One is to just tell yourself to make the shittiest track possible, because you can't really control what creative stuff comes out of you. You can only just sit down and just let whatever expression that comes out of you come out of you. And then number 2, if you can, learn an instrument, so it allows you to dissect and take ideas from other tracks and jam to them. Maybe that's the 3rd idea. Anyways, semantics. So hopefully that was some helpful insight on writer's block, how I quote unquote battle it. Again, spoiler alert, writer's block is not something you battle. It's something you embrace. It's part of the process. Hopefully this is helpful. And if not, I'm very confused why you stayed through and watched me 8 minutes of some white boy rambling. But yeah, hopefully that's been helpful. I'm going to end at that. It's been your boy, Colin Warren, aka DJ Vu, signing out. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you liked the video, be sure to hit like, subscribe, share with your other friends who battle writer's block, because this is like a first world problem. Fucking I don't know. Let me know if there's any other topics you guys want me to give you my 2 cents on. If you like hearing my 2 cents on it, just down below. All right, with that, I've talked enough. Take care, guys.